Good evening. Tonight I'd like to talk to you about an issue that I've become very familiar with over the past couple of years through Passion Conference in Atlanta, and that is the issue of human trafficking and modern-day slavery. I know over the past year, different organizations and different movements have been started to gain awareness of this, like the End It movement, and they've all been heavily geared toward college campuses, but many people are still unaware of the issues. About 2 weeks ago in India, 4 families consisting of 22 people were freed from slavery in a brick factory. They were forced to work in extremely hot, long days, and they were forbidden to ever leave the factory, and they were only given enough food to survive. When they were discovered, a team was assembled that began gathering evidence against the factory owner, and they were eventually able to raid the factory and free the slaves that were working there. When they came in, they found that all of them were malnourished, and 3 of the children actually ended up having to be taken to the hospital. There are currently 27 million slaves in the world, and unfortunately not all of them have an ending like the story I just told. There are 2 major categories for which slaves can be considered. There's forced laborers, like the ones I just talked about, and then there are also women who fall into the sex trafficking industry. Forced laborers usually fall into slavery through a series of indebtedness to the owner. It's a scam where they go and work for this person, and they're never able to pay back the loan they're working on. And they're forced to eventually work with no payment, and it's a cycle that they can't get out of. When their children are born, their children are considered slaves and property, and they're not allowed to go to school, and there's just no getting out of the situation. Slaves that are forced into sex trafficking are also tricked. They usually come from very impoverished countries and backgrounds, and they're told, come over to this country, we have a good job, you can make more money and send money back to your family. And in all reality, when they get over there, they are in a place where they don't know the language, they have no money, no contacts, no resources, and they're forced to work as prostitutes in these cities' red light districts. They're also oftentimes drugged, and they become addicted to these very addictive substances, and they're unable to leave their dorms. On April 7th, MSNBC aired a documentary called Sex Slaves, Windy City, where they investigated a big sex trafficking ring operating in Chicago. It's nice to know that some big organizations are picking this up, and it's starting to get national attention. After hearing this talk on modern-day slavery and human trafficking, I hope you all are more aware of the situation. I hope you all will share with others.